Let's get this over with before the cicadas start screaming again because they are crazy. Hello, my name is Alex and I'm doing a low by year. I've been doing a low by year for 2025. I have 2 videos about it. One of them is my overall rules at the beginning of the year. The second one is my Q1 update. This is the Q2 update. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to go over the timeline of what's going to be in this video. First thing is going to be my statistics, overall stats, and I'm going to compare my Q1 to my Q2. I'm going to go over some specific items that I got in Q2. I'm going to talk about my wins and my fails, because there were some wins, but there were also some fails. I'm going to talk about some of the items that I used up, as well as overviewing my project pan that I had for Q2. And then I'm going to talk about some future goals for Q3 and beyond. Okay, let's go over the total stats for Q2. I'm going to have a little table right here where I compare Q1 and Q2. So in Q2, I received a total of 36 items, which was 20 more than Q1. 24 of those items were new, so 17 more than last quarter. 11 items were new / replacements, and that was 6 more than last quarter. 4 items were second-hand, so 2 more than last quarter, and 7 were gifted, which was 2 more than last quarter. So with Q1 and Q2 combined, I've received a total of 52 items, which averages at about 8.6 per month, which so far we're doing good. We're doing less than what we did last year. For reference, the average last year was 11.1. And one little note, out of all the items that I have received this year, I no longer have 5 of them. Either they were used up, or they broke, or they just didn't serve me like I thought they did. So technically what I currently have in the moment is a total of 47 items. All right, let's go into the categories. I received a total of 10 items of clothing, which was 7 more than last quarter. 7 of them were accessories, which was 6 more than last quarter. 8 of them were self-care, which was 3 more than last quarter. 1 of them was room decor, which was the same as last quarter. 1 was electronics, which was also the same as last quarter. And then there was 4 in the other category, which was 1 less than last quarter. And there was a new category for me this quarter, which was kitchen items. So I got 5 items related to the kitchen. Now I'm going to go over some specific items that I want to talk about. I want to talk about my fails, because obviously there were fails and I'm not going to hide that. The whole point of me documenting this is to not hide those things. First, I'm going to talk about my kitchenware. I don't know if you can tell, I'm in a new space. If you want to hear a little bit more about that, you can watch my Road to Minimalism, Everything That I Own video, and I give you a little tour of my new space. I'll be here until November of this year. So I had to get kitchen items. I got a blender and a food scale secondhand, so that was cool, that was chill, but I ended up getting 3 things new, and that was a pot, a pan, and a cutting board. All of these were considered necessities for me, and I knew I was moving down here for multiple months, and I swear to God, I tried to find a secondhand pan and a pot for so long, for months. Never found it. So I ended up resorting to buying new. Because those were necessities, I'm not going to count them towards my overall 11 new items I'm allowed to get this year. And then another thing, I got a new computer and I didn't get it secondhand. It was considered a replacement, which was allowed, but it was also considered a new electronic, which wasn't allowed. So it's kind of like 50-50. I wish that I took a second and considered buying secondhand, but my computer was done. It was done, and with the new administration, we were worried about it increasing the price. So I ended up just immediately buying it. I had the money, but I definitely should have considered buying secondhand before I went and bought it. Next thing I got was glycolic acid. I had been considering buying glycolic acid for around a year. I'm going to use what I have up. If it doesn't like serve as good of a purpose as I want it to, I'm not going to repurchase it. But so far I have seen some benefits. So glycolic acid is going to be included in the new other category, because it is something that I went out of my way to purchase that wasn't a replacement. Next, I got a hydro flask. I got a new water bottle. I got a second water bottle. I don't know why it feels such like a personal moral failure to have 2 water bottles. Basically, I'm going on a trip at the end of the year. 3 weeks. carry on. And my current water bottle does not work well with traveling. It takes up way too much space. I invested in a new water bottle that was lighter and was easier to travel with. I got it on sale, and so I will be using that water bottle during all of my traveling. With needing to have a carry-on for 3 weeks, I really felt like I wasn't able to sacrifice the space that my current water bottle was taking up, and that is going towards my other new items. Next, I want to talk about the clothing that I got. A few of my clothings was secondhand and or were replacements. Those don't count towards my overall 5 items of clothing, but there are 3 that are going to go towards that. All 3 of those things, absolutely love. One thing to note is that in quarter 1, I did get 2 pieces of clothing. I don't have those anymore, so I'm going to cheat a little bit and say that I didn't get those. I just got 3 items, and those are going to go towards my overall pieces of clothing. Next, I got some things from my red light, and that was jewelry. I got 3 necklaces. I got them at a super duper discount, and I am so picky when it comes to buying jewelry, and these necklaces ticked off all of my requirements I wanted to get jewelry, and I've been thinking about buying from this brand for months. I have 0 regrets, like absolutely 0 regrets. And this is going to take up 2 of my other categories. I know I got 3 necklaces. I'm going to count it as 2. I'm going to cheat a little bit because 2 of them were considered a set, so they came together, and then 1 of them was separate. This is one of them. It's really cute. And the cicadas are back too, so if you hear them, no you don't. All in all, for quarter 2, I'm only allowed to get 2 more pieces of clothing, and I'm only allowed to get 2 more other pieces. Now, I don't know if that's going to be successful. When I made these rules, I was in a completely different life situation, so obviously if things have to change, then it's going to happen. All right, let's go over some quarter 2 wins and fails. I'm going to start off with the fails. Number 1, I have not saved any money. The things that I have gotten this quarter have been astronomically expensive, and it's not going to end because I'm getting another thing in July that's going to be expensive as well. So I am insanely over budget. Number 2 and 3 are my MacBook and my jewelry. I already talked about it, so don't need to go over it again. Another thing that I would consider a fail is just the over obsession of my items. The whole point of this project and this process is to learn to not add value to your items, but arguably when you're doing this process, you overthink about your items even more than if you weren't doing the project. I've noticed like how obsessed I'm becoming with what my items are and what they bring to my life and how important they are in my life and whether or not I should keep them in my life, when I used to not worry about that stuff before. Hopefully this is just for the time being, and once I've kind of reached a point where I'm okay, I won't think about this stuff anymore, but for now, it's crazy how much you think about your stuff. And lastly, a thing that I've already mentioned is that I don't have my first pair of clothes anymore. One of them completely ripped, it was unfixable, and then the second one just didn't fit me, so I ended up giving it away. And I thought I was going to be so good about making sure the clothes that I get this year were going to be good, and the first 2 clothes that I got were not good. So I try to be extra careful when getting clothes now. So far the clothes that I've gotten are great. I mean, I got staples, so that's pretty easy. Those are all of my fails. Now let's talk about some wins. Number 1, I completed my project pan. I had a goal set for myself to complete, I think, 10 items, and I did it. Number 2, all the clothes that I got were over 50% natural fibers. Woo! The biggest mix, or like the least amount of natural fibers, it was made from 50% cotton, 38% polyester, and 5% spandex. So 58% cotton is pretty good in my opinion. Another one is that, like I said, I moved places and I needed to get rags for this place, and instead I made them myself using old t-shirts. I received candles as a gift right there, and I made my own candle holders instead of going out and buying them. Another one is that I fixed and mended a lot of things. I had a lot of clothes and tote bags that I just needed a little bit of TLC, and I did that, and I was super happy I did that. The next thing is that we did a garage sale. We got rid of a lot of things, we sold a lot of things, and now there's just so much less clutter, which also means less mental clutter. I don't plan on having a garage sale anytime soon. And lastly, I just want to go over my favorite items that I got. Number 1 are my necklaces. I love my necklaces. They're so nice. And another one was a longboard. I got a longboard. I got a surfboard. That's also one of the reasons why my budget went woo, but I got it secondhand. So yeah. All right, now I want to go through some things that I used up. I've been tracking how many things I've used up or gotten rid of from 2024. In quarter 1, I used up 21 things from 2024, and in quarter 2, I used up 25 things. But it's also really unfortunate to see how many things I am getting rid of, because a lot of them are used up items, but a lot of them are also just things that I don't really care about anymore. It's definitely interesting to see how little importance I placed on the purchases that I made in 2024. And yeah, I also completed my project pan. I don't plan on having another project pan because all the things that I have, especially makeup wise, are less than a year old, so I don't see the point in trying to rush through things. So I'm definitely just going to take my time with them and enjoy them while they last. Now let's talk about some goals for quarter 3 and beyond. Number 1 is that I'm not buying any personal care items for the month of July, and maybe pushing it towards August as well. I have so many backups of things and I don't need any more backups. I have everything that I need and they will last me through July easily and maybe through August. No more self-care stuff for the time being. Next is I want to get my total items received down to 25. Last quarter was 16, this quarter was 36, so I want to find a little medium. I want to get it to under 25. And I think that's really realistic for me right now. Another thing is that I want to be very careful with my expenses. I've been having so many like big girl purchases, MacBook, longboard, paid for my passport, and I'm getting a scooter in July, so I need to be really careful with my finances. I also want to get back on track with my red lights, so that means electronics and jewelry. I want to stick to not buying any of my red lights. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I have another video coming out soon where I go throughout my entire closet. This is going to be fun, and it's going to be basically me just talking about what my current closet and wardrobe is like, kind of like a little time capsule just to see where I'm at. I gotta go because the fan is off and I'm dying, and the cicadas are going crazy. So if you have any questions, let me know, comment down below. If you're doing a low buy, let me know how it's going for you, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.